Let me estimate that at about 50,000. At least 2,000 of those miners would throw in their support. And also, from Pennsylvania, it's liable to be a United Mine Workers concern. If something ain't, if I can't go back there with something that'll bear a little weight on this.
On the textbooks?
On the textbooks, that's true. So, he seemed very concerned, and I guess now what we do, wait and see.
In other words, the other counties are that solidly behind you?
Well, I wouldn't say solid behind me. I would use the phrase, they still concerned about their children. I would put it in them phrase. And I'm definitely concerned about mine, because no one picketed me nor nothing else off from the job. This old boy walked off from the job.
Amen.
And whatever it takes to sacrifice, that I have got to sacrifice to get this done, I'm willing to do it, even my life. I can't give any more.
Amen.
I'm about like Nathan Hale. Anyone else there? Anything you want to say?
Is it all right if I just say one thing? I just want to greet everybody back home in the name of Jesus Christ and say that I'm thankful for the people here in Washington who set this up for us, and I appreciate it a whole lot. And these men have spoke from their hearts, and I just want to say thank you, and I want to say thank you to Mr. Cimarron, who spoke to these men, and every father in America, that they would read their children's textbooks. Go to school one day and read what's in those textbooks. I know from letters I've gotten from all over the United States that America is polluted in their schools. Go out and see. Brother Henry Thaxton has said many times that if you haven't read the textbooks, I don't want to hear anything from you. And if you've read these textbooks that we find objectionable and you don't see anything wrong with them, I don't want to have anything to do with you. And I think that is putting it quite right, because we can look at this thing, the people that can look at these anti-moral situations only and the depressing material that are in these textbooks and can say, I don't see anything wrong with that. You know, they're just not my type of people. Thank you.
From the White House.
Mr. Cimarron was very shocked at the things which he read for himself in the books. He did take time to read and to listen to the tape. He said, I've seen enough, and it's terrible what I've seen. There's nothing that's educational or uplifting. It's all dreary. And he said, I'll assure you one thing, it's going to make me look into my own daughter's textbooks. Then Mr. Bale sent another doctor, I don't know his name, sent him over from HEW for us to come over there. But since some of us was to come back to this press conference, there was 3 of them went to HEW to see Mr. Bale, the Commissioner of Education. And I think we have made a great step forward today in our effort. And one thing we do want everybody to understand, we absolutely intend to keep up our boycotting and anything we have to do until the books are out of our school curriculum. We do not want the books in there. We will not stand for them to be in there. And whatever steps it is necessary, we intend for the books to come out. So we hope that we have accomplished something today, and we would hate to see any violence break out, but there has to be something done. When 3 men can sit on a school board and throw our whole nation into a slump like it has, through our coal miners and our labor unions having to come out in protest against these books. Now, nobody makes them come out. They come out on their own because they're good, red-blooded Americans concerned about their child's education. And that's why they're out. You don't have to strike these men to get them out. They're out to save the life of their little child from these books of being corrupted through these books. So whatever the need may be, and we was hoping we could have some good news to take back home, or to have good news when we got back home, that the Board of Education, we know they could meet, and in 10 minutes they could vote these books out. We could all go back to work. We could return to school, our children could, and our nation would be right down on an even work week. And that's the whole heart's desire, is the books. But we have a demand in that the Board of Education members resign, and we'd love to see that happen before it goes any farther. They could resign if they're not going to do a job for the people. We elected them. They are for the people and by the people, and they have not represented their people in West Virginia, so therefore we ask their resignation.
You indicated earlier today that one of the purposes of the meeting at the White House was to request an investigation. What did say in response to that request?
He said he would check into that, definitely would check that out and see what could be done, or if they have started the investigation, that we should have heard from them by now.
From them meaning?
Meaning the FBI investigation into our case. Our civil rights has been flatly denied us, and we feel we have no civil rights, especially down in the state of West Virginia. And we have filed suit, and we're waiting on their investigation to start. It may have already started. I'm hopeful that it has, and probably has, because he said usually in a week or so. So it probably may already started. Now, was it?
Yes, I had another question. There's a story on the wires today that has a Charleston, West Virginia date on it. It indicates that a Robert Dornan said he is going to head a new group that's being formed to coordinate the textbook protest in Kanawha County. Now, are you familiar with Mr. Dornan, who comes from Los Angeles and says that he's going to take over as coordinator for this protest?
Mr. Bob Dornan is an eloquent speaker, and we do love to hear him talk. He tells us a lot of things that we probably wouldn't have known otherwise. But as far as coming in, and maybe he can be a coordinator, but we all have a job to do, and I think Bob will fill his job, and we'll all certainly fill our job.
He also said that he is encouraging another school boycott that is to start today. Is that a fact?
Sir, we all agreed on this before we left. There's nothing undercover about it. We all are in total agreement. There is no division among us. We are stronger today than we've ever been. And Bob is just another fella that maybe can give us a hand in his way. But we don't have to strike mines. We never advocate any strikes. These men come out, and if the books go back in, then all these people, 20, 30, 40,000 people, has already said that they would definitely come out in the streets with us.
Now, this boycott, would that include the schools, keeping pupils home from school, as well as the minors staying away from?
Yes, all parents would be urged to stay away from work, plus children to stay out of school. So you mentioned minors.